Hey, hello. Thanks for checking out my video. Today is Saturday, February 11th, 2023. January just flew by, and I have a feeling February is going to also. Kind of exciting tomorrow. My favorite football team, the Kansas City Chiefs, they will be playing in the Super Bowl. So I have a buddy that I've known since I was 10 years old. He's coming over tomorrow. We're going to watch that game. So I'm really excited. Go Chiefs. My first Chiefs game, I would have been about 4 or 5 years old. My dad took me and my brothers down to a preseason game down in Kansas City. It was the Miami Dolphins. And one of my memories from that, so I had fake vampire teeth. If you've ever had a set of those little plastic teeth you put in with fangs. And I remember I lost mine. I'd been playing with them all day. Absolutely thought they were the coolest thing. When you're 4 or 5 years old, it doesn't take a lot. And those little teeth, I just love them. Anyway, I lost them at Arrowhead Stadium. So I've been a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs for, I guess you could say, about 41 years, something like that. So I'm really rooting for Patrick Mahomes. He's my favorite quarterback. I think he's a good guy. And I like Andy Reid, the head coach. So I'm wearing my Kansas City Royals hat, hoping that it brings a little bit of good luck to the Chiefs tomorrow. So today, I'm going to talk about this lovely record that I got a couple weeks ago. If you notice, she signed it. I think it's pretty cool. She's got the backwards E-L-L-E. And I really love this album cover. So the album's titled Come Get Your Wife. And so it's got the cool Firebird, kind of reminds you of Smokey and the Bandit. I remember watching that as a kid. Has the old school trailer in the background. So my grandparents had one similar to that one that's in this picture. And I remember going to the campground with my family. I would have been really young. Moving over to, I don't know if it was Lake of Three Fires over by Bedford, Iowa. But I remember staying there in that little camper, similar to this one. So Elle King is really cool. If you don't know anything about Elle King, her dad is comedian Rob Schneider. And I think they had some separation. I think she didn't really have a whole lot to do with him, maybe growing up. But I think they reconnected, and I believe they even sing a couple songs together out on YouTube World. So you can check that out. But this album cover is really cool. Like I said, it's got the Firebird, got the old trailer kind of beat down. And then Elle, of course, she's got the cool dress on, kind of looking all bougie. And she's awesome. So I saw Elle King in concert last summer. I was supposed to see her 2 summers ago, but she was pregnant with her son Lucky, and I'll get to that in a second. And so she couldn't make that festival 2 summers ago. But last summer in Sioux City, my favorite band, the Felice Brothers, played, and she played a couple. She wasn't the direct opener for the Felice Brothers. I think she played 2 or 3 artists in front of the Felice Brothers. So I was really excited to see Elle King. She was remarkable and put on a really good show. I've kind of been a fan of hers ever since. So this album just came out a couple weeks ago. Been listening to it just a ton. So it's more on the countryside. But I'll kind of talk about the songs here. It opens up with Ohio. So when I saw that song first, I always think of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, that anthem that they sang titled Ohio. But hers is a little different. I believe she grew up in Ohio, and so I think it's just paying tribute to kind of her upbringing. Really, really good song. Great opening song to this album. Then it goes into Before You Met Me, and then a really good song that I like, song 3, is called Try Jesus. And it's poppy. I really enjoy Try Jesus. And then the 4th song is Drunk and I Don't Want to Go Home. So Elle kind of has this theme of, drinking beer, whiskey, putting a dip in throughout kind of several of these songs. And so Miranda Lambert I'm sure you heard of that name before. She actually helps her with Drunk and I Don't Want to Go Home. Pretty sure she sang that last summer. It's a song that's been out for a while, and she finally put it on this album. I imagine it's getting a lot of airplay on country music. Song 5 is my favorite. So, like I mentioned, she was supposed to play a festival 2 summers ago, and she was pregnant. She ended up having a little boy, and his name is Lucky. I just love that name. In fact, when she played in Sioux City last summer, she brought little Lucky out. He would have been maybe 8 or 9 months old. He was really cute, so she was holding him, singing, and he had these little ear protection headphones on, and he was just kind of enjoying his mom, and she sang an entire song with him up on stage. And if you watch the video to Lucky, about midway point through that video, there's actually footage of that. So she said it was the first time that he'd ever been on stage. So that's kind of an important moment. But the song Lucky is just fantastic. Obviously it's about her son. And then just about being lucky, I think Lucky is in my top 10 songs ever. I just like it. And then side 8 ends with the song Tulsa. That's a really poppy, I kind of envision line dance type song. I like country western hangouts or whatever. And it's about, if you spell Tulsa backwards, basically it's kind of a tale of that. So I'll let you figure out how to spell Tulsa backwards and come up with the word. Side B opens up Worth a Shot. And Worth a Shot features Dierks Bentley, so he's famous, country music star. And that is such a good song. Kind of reminds me of, there was another country song out there that just came out a couple years ago. I'm drawing a blank on it, but it's Gwen Stefani and her husband, and they kind of do a duet. And anyway, Worth a Shot kind of reminds me of that. It's a really good song. It's just, I think Dierks Bentley, his voice is phenomenal. And it pairs well with Elle King. So Worth a Shot, I really enjoyed that one. And then it goes into Crawling Mood, Bonafide, Blacked Out. You can imagine what that is, right? There's kind of this alcohol theme in some of her songs. Out Yonder, and then Love Go By. So this record right here, obviously the year is relatively new. We're just into the second month, but this is easily my favorite record of 2023. So I've been listening to it on digital and then obviously on the vinyl. And this is a record that I ordered. So if you know anything about the Felice Brothers, so this album, this was only released over in the UK. And it was on their record store day back in 2017. So I ordered this one, it's sealed. Not sure if I'm gonna even open this. Someday I will. But they only made 500. So if you look there, I got number 274 out of 500 in the world. So this is an older album released in 2007. How I stumbled across the Felice Brothers, I went to a New Year's Eve concert with the Avett Brothers down in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I will talk about that concert in a future episode. But the Felice Brothers opened up for the Avett Brothers. And they really won me over. So this is an older album. In fact, it says the 10-year anniversary of the Felice Brothers debut album. Record store day 2017, number limited edition of 500 on 180 gram yellow vinyl. And then in fine print, I'm gonna have to get my glasses out here because, fine print kind of gets me. So it says, please note that side 1, track 3, features the sound of the recording equipment being struck by lightning on a stormy night in the Catskills Mountains. The band played on and the tapes were recovered. And if you listen to that song 3, song 3 is called Hey Hey Revolver. And you can actually, you can hear the thunder and lightning. It's true. And it's kind of cool that they captured it. But this album cover is just fantastic. It kind of has like an old Western theme to it, or maybe like something out of the 30s, kind of that glory day. You know, these guys are wearing their black trench coats, got the cool little derby hats. And so 3 of the guys on the Felice Brothers are just that, they're brothers. And so the one guy's name is Christmas, and that's the only one that's not a brother. Then you have Ian, Simone, and James. So Simone is no longer in the band. I think he kind of does his own stuff, which is unfortunate. But Ian's the lead singer. They all do some singing, but Ian kind of has this Bob Dylan kind of vocal style to him. It's kind of hard to compare anyone to Bob Dylan, but I think Ian does a pretty good job kind of following that torch. And James plays the squeeze box. And he's just a jovial guy. So if you ever see him in concert, he's always smiling, happy. And the accordion, you know, I call it the squeeze box. But these guys are just super talented. And I really wanted this record for one song in particular, and that's song 2 on side 2 of this record. It's called Rockefeller Drug Law Blues. Probably one of the saddest songs ever written. And that's the reason why I bought this. It's called Tonight at the Arizona. And song 2 on side A is Ballad of Lou the Welterweight. Another sad song about a boxer. Those 2 are worth checking out. Felice Brothers. I think they're out of Jersey or New York, maybe. Probably New York. I don't know if this says. But at some point, I'm probably going to open this up and listen to it. I'm just hesitant to do that. And then I want to talk about some exciting news. So I'm a type 1 diabetic. I have had type 1 diabetes since 1987. And about 15 years ago, I went on an insulin pump. And it was the Medtronic version. And while it simplified life, you know, it was not giving 6 or 7 shots a day. I was always connected to a tube. And so with any insulin pump, you have to change, you know, the sites, because the injection sites are where your infusion sets go in. Because your body at a cellular level will reject the insulin. So the insulin I take is synthetic, very expensive, but it works and it keeps me alive. And so I'm thankful to have it. But so I was on the Medtronic insulin pump, like I said, for about 15 years. And now I'm on a new pump. I am on the Omnipod 5. So this is the size of it. In fact, I'm gonna have to change my site. So right now I have it on this arm. I only have a couple units left in this one. So I'll be switching it out here right after this video. But so you take this little syringe and you fill it up with 200 units, and then you put it in the pod, stick it on your body, and then I have this little PDA that they send with, and then I tell them I'm starting a new pod, and it actually sends a signal to this insulin pump, and it injects automatically for me, and then it starts delivering insulin. So, you know, if you can imagine the last 15 years, you know, I had a tube. I mean, this isn't the tube, but I mean, imagine having something always tied to your body. And so the first morning that I woke up and I took a shower and I didn't have to unhook it, I was like, oh God, this is such a good feeling. And then when I put my pants on to go to work, normally I would feed, you know, the tubing, because I usually wore it on my torso area, the insert. And I just remember thinking, I don't have to, you know, take this tubing and put it through my pants anymore, and then have my pump in my pocket. This is, there's so much freedom right here. And until you've had something tied to your body for 15 years, and like I said, I'm not complaining about that, because that insulin pump obviously kept me alive, for one, which I'm thankful for. And then two, it made it easier. It's kind of a pain when you go through the airport. You can imagine TSA. Every location is different. And so some of the agents for the TSA, they allow you to go through and they don't give you a whole lot of grief. And then others really make you do the stupid human trick dance, and then they treat you almost like you're a terrorist. So, it's kind of tough. That's really my only complaint is sometimes when you travel by plane, sometimes depending on the agent, some are very understanding, and I'm thankful for those folks, but some aren't so much. And I get it. I mean, safety's huge, but I'm an innocent guy. I'm not going to harm anyone. And so when they kind of treat you, a little different because you do have a medical device, it's a little rough. So I will be curious to see how this will be when I travel. And then I also have this Dexcom 6. So if you see this is true to size. So I have this attached, and I have to change this out. Every 10 days I have to change the location. And the transmitter itself is good for 90 days. So the nice thing about this, I don't have to test my blood sugar. It does it for me. It updates every 5 minutes. And the freedom of not sticking your finger and drawing blood out and putting it in a machine to read. It's just been remarkable. And so these two things right here, game changer for me. I'm 46 years old, and I feel like I'm kind of living a normal life. I've been able to kind of maintain my blood sugars a little bit better. Last night before I went to bed, I got a little low. So, I got an alert that my blood sugar is dropping. And so I had a glass of milk because I didn't want to get low in the middle of the night. Well, milk has lactose, which is, a sugar. And so I drank too much milk. So when I woke up, I was over 300. So I've spent the majority of today trying to get that down. And I will be changing the injection site. I'll probably put it on this arm because you have to rotate sites. At a cellular level, the body rejects the insulin after a couple days. So I'm going to be switching over here. Hopefully maybe get a little better control. This one's been on for almost 3 days now. And I feel like it's taking more insulin because at the cellular level, it's like my body's saying, this isn't natural. So I'm going to go for a good walk with my dog, and hopefully I can get my blood sugar down. I've kind of been struggling all day. I believe that I can, so this is my Apple Watch. I believe I can pair all of this technology with my Apple Watch, and it should give me real-time blood sugar readings. So very, very thankful. There's a huge cost to this, so insurance has found a way to kind of pass the majority of the cost down to the patient. So it's extremely expensive, but if it allows me to live a better lifestyle and more freedom and just better all around, then it's probably money well spent. But I really won't get into the finances because it's pretty staggering what this costs a month. And then the initial upfront cost is kind of mind-blowing also. But, and I got a beard, so I kind of grew that out. It'll be getting shaved off tomorrow. Maybe after the Chiefs game. But it's winter. I thought maybe try another beard. It's going to get peeled off. I can always grow another one, I guess. So anyway, please check out the Felice Brothers. Really good band. And then Elle King's new record. Like I said, I've really been enjoying this. She's so talented, and this record, it's surprisingly good. More on the countryside. There's some good banjo, there's some good organ sounds. Her vocals are top notch. If you've not listened to her, check out some of her older stuff. Go out on the digital links and listen to her top 5 songs due to popularity. And I think you'll like her. Like I said, she's the daughter of comedian Rob Schneider. Deuce Bigelow, Saturday Night Live, And she's making a name for herself. And she's not using the Schneider name. Elle King. She's awesome. Anyway, it was good to do another one of these. I hope you are all doing well. And I hope this new year's been prosperous for you. And I think it's going to be a good year. Until next time, take care.